Oh. So yeah, it's Thursday already. We're gonna do our learning activity. So I haven't got, I'm falling behind already on grading. I haven't graded this week's stuff. I'll try to get that maybe tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna happen today, it looks like. Because one of the reasons is the business career fair is today over at UMD. So the STEM Fest was last week. That was a lot of engineering programs. The business career fair is this week here. And a lot, some of the same companies like DigiKey, CIS are at both fairs. I think Federated was at both fairs, but again, a number of new different companies here. So I posted some of the links here. I want to go over and talk to United Health Group. So I don't know if anyone else is going to go over there because they have hired a lot of our students and they used to hire international students also here. But again, I haven't seen any exact postings from them. But I know a lot of these fairs are earlier. We're just talking to Securian because again, these fairs used to be in October and they're now in September. So like Securian hasn't set up their internships yet. Haven't and they're not taking applications. They will in October. And so we'll be coordinating something with Securian come October. We're emailing them. In fact, they just emailed it back and I haven't even read it yet. So some of this stuff will be done there. And I'm guessing United Health Group might be in the same bucket. I want to talk to them, but lots of fun internships here. Some of them are in Duluth, a lot of them are in Minneapolis. There's also lots of internships all over the country here. And I mean, this isn't, I know some of you may not want to leave wonderful Minnesota or leave your little hometown for the summer, but this isn't a bad time in your life to get away. Some of these internships will provide housing and that sort of stuff. So I remember going to the big city and doing an internship and going out of state and that sort of stuff. So it's challenging, but it can be rewarding, and you are often in a better place than you will be in the future sometimes to experiment on some of these places. So consider that. Okay, let's get going on the assignment. So we're going to do this sprint, Unit 3 sample sprint assignment. I've recreated the repository and the assignment. Don't think I have them quite all in sync yet, but I think we're better there. I had to recreate the whole GitHub repository to be used with the new system, especially with VS Code and Mac sort of stuff. Microsoft has updated their .NET stuff and I wanted to use that stuff. So you should be able to get started on this assignment and get it done, hopefully a lot of it today. So we'll walk through some of this stuff. What we want to do is, we're just going to go through, assign you to teams and have you check out code, make changes to code, and check that code back in here. Get used to using GitHub and Visual Studio or VS Code here. You are not actually going to be fixing code or putting in real code. You'll be putting in like comments that says, this is where I put code if I knew what code to put in. So, okay, so that's your job there, is to put in comments, because again, we're just trying to learn this whole system of how you would edit code with GitHub with Visual Studio or VS Code. So hopefully you have a GitHub account set up. So that's the first step. So I think most of you have that already, so you can skip that. You can go down to your second step here, which is get this assignment here. So what you want to do is join a team if there's a team listed, or create a team here. And we'll want a team name. So I suggest, what do I suggest? Creating a team name with a vegetable or a fruit here. So I'm going to create a team, orange, do not join. Okay, so I'm going to create a team. I don't want you to join this team because I'm on that team and you don't want to be on my team there. So I'm going to create that team. And I'm going to accept the assignment. Now, when you click on this, you should see some teams there, or you should create a team and then have each other join. So you can work with people you know here, create a team and join that team, or you can just create a team, or you can just join any team. It doesn't matter. It all randomly. So your job is to get to this point where you've got a team and you've got a GitHub repository here to work with. So why don't we take a break, make sure we all get on a team in class. Okay, once we've joined a team here, we should have a GitHub account, a GitHub Classroom project just for our team. So that's my URL here. The team OrangeCom do not join team is my team. So again, I'm going to grab that URL and I'm going to go to run Visual Studio here. So I'm going to run Visual Studio. And I'm going to clone a repository. If I have a project open, I'm going to probably close that project and then clone a repository here for that. And I'm going to paste in that repository here and clone it. Now, hopefully you'll be logged in to GitHub Studio. I'm saying it said one or more projects are not loaded correctly. So I get an error, could not find the part of the path. Oh yeah, okay. So there was an issue when I was creating this repository. There was supposed to be these test plans that were supposed to come with it, but the test plans, for some reason, the way I created this, were not uploaded in the GitHub here. So you might get an error, and that's okay. You just won't be able to do the test plans. I'm going to have to modify our statements here in our sprint. There's a couple places where you have to modify the test plans here. I will change those to refer to something that's not in the test plans here. I had trouble getting the test environment set up correctly to work with VS Code and stuff. I think I have it working now, or I think I since figured it out, but just so you know. So it's okay. You should be able to see, go to your Solution Explorer. You want to open this up. You should be able to see controllers, models here, and views. So model view controller website here. You should be able to run it. And it should bring up a demo website here. It's not that important that you actually are able to run it. But just so you know, it should run. Here's our demo website where we can go to the privacy page or the home page and stuff like that. So it's just a simple web page. And again, we're not going to talk too much about, just so you know, there's models, data models, views, which are web pages, and controllers, which kind of control the flow of data from the model to the views here. And this is just one of the sample projects kind of that you can create out there. So your job is to make some changes to this here, and you might want to just you can, if you want to just practice one, you can open up some code. You can try to add in a comment here. And then we want to save this. So we can go to Git, or you can go to these Git changes. Here you can type in some message, added comment 1. And you can commit and push this, or commit and sync it, so you can get changes to other people. Now, you've got to be careful if you are pushing things to the main branch and your team members are also pushing things at the same time at the main branch. If you're changing the exact same file in the exact same way, you might run into conflict. We want to avoid that. And we'll talk more about that in a sec here. But you can push that. And then if I go back to my branch here, let's see, what code did I change? I did the home controller. So if I go to controllers, home controller, I'll see my comment I added here. So once you understand that, you want to go down here and modify the user stories here and pick one of these user stories for this stuff. Now you have to somehow communicate with the other team members your user story. So let's see, can you tell who's on your team? I thought there was a way to see who's on your team. Yep.
Oh, 3 lines.
There.
Yep. There should be a drop down. You should be able to see teams.
Yeah.
All the teams will make sure you listen to them.
Okay. So yeah, if you're here, you should be able to click on this 3 lines and choose your teams. You should be able to see, go to Team Orange, and it'll show you who's on Team Orange there. Okay. So once you should check with your teams, and again, in the first sprint, we're not using branches. We're just going to edit the main branch, and that's very dangerous when working a team, because again, if you're editing and doing stuff to a file and someone else is doing stuff to a file, we can run into problems. So the goal here is to have you talk to your team members and each person pick a user story. There are 4 user stories. You really have to just do 1 user story each. So pick a user story and do that user story for this. There, make those changes. I'm going to, so while you're working on that, see if you can do that. I'm going to clear up, again, there's some of these user stories where the test, it looks like our test environment did not get moved here correctly. So I'm going to try to tweak these in. Yeah, all you have to do then is find that stuff and add a comment in that method that says I'm fixing this method or something like that. So okay.
Any comments? What's that?
Oh, my thought was.
Mine's working. Okay, what is the deal with the?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'll be right there. Okay.
So, yeah. You were in the file. You took it. Go to solution explorer, one thing it says. Like, so you can do it.
This one, this part of it didn't load. I didn't load that up.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Yeah, so you should go to the Solution Explorer, and that will do it. We gotta get used to that, so. Let's pause this.